When you have a worksheet that's very large, you can control how it prints so that the final printed page is easier to read. We've returned here to our census population data, and we're having a look at all the data in this worksheet, so it's quite a bit of data. To print it, I'll choose File and then Print. And the first thing that I'm going to do once I've set up my printer is to have a look and see how many pages this is going to print over, and have a look at those pages and see if there isn't something that we could do to make the printed version a little bit neater. As you can see, this stage is going to print on 8 sheets of paper unless we do something about it. One of our options to reduce the number of pages is to scale the output. So instead of no scaling, I'm going to choose to fit sheet on one page. Now in portrait orientation, that's squeezing everything up, but you can see that this worksheet itself is really quite a bit wider than it is tall. So if we were able to switch to landscape orientation, we would get a better size printout. Now sometimes that's just not possible because you really want to print in portrait orientation, but sometimes that is possible and that may be an option. Let's have a look too at what would happen if I tried to print this over 2 pieces of paper, say 2 pieces of paper wide. I'm going to switch back to portrait orientation and I'm going to try and split it halfway. The problem is here that I get to fit all columns on one page or all rows on one page, but there is no option for 2 pages worth of columns. That is here in the custom scaling options. So I'm going to click that, and this opens the page setup dialog, and I can select here my own scaling. So I'm happy if I go 2 pages wide. So I'll type 2 in the pages wide, but I'm not sure how many pages tall that's going to need to be. So instead of guessing and making a wrong guess, I'm just going to delete that. And what that says to Excel is that you can go to 2 pages wide, and if you go to 2 pages wide, you calculate how many pages tall that's going to be, and Excel will do that for us. So I'll click OK. And that's going to give us 4 pages down from our original 8. There's the first page, there's the second, and the third, and the fourth. I think I can see some potential here for reducing the pages even smaller. I'm going to click on the Show Margins because Show Margins allows me to manually adjust the margins. I'm just going to drag up a little bit here to see if we can't buy just a little bit more vertical space in the page to get this data on so that it's not on a separate page. And look, I've managed to do that. So right now I'm ready to go ahead and print this. I've got it down to 2 pages and it's going to print well on 2 pages. As I'm ready to do that, I'll just click Print to go ahead and do the printing. Let's look at another smaller worksheet before we leave this topic. This is the product sales worksheet, and I want to print this in portrait orientation. So I'll choose File and then Print. And I'm having a look here first of all at how many pages it's going to print on, and it's going to print on 2 pages, and that's obviously a waste of paper. I'm not able to use landscape orientation because this is going into a report, so what I'll do is go to scaling and just try and fit this all on one page, and of course it fits really quite neatly, so that too is ready for printing. Always, before you print, check to see how many pages you're going to print on, and if there is a page or pages that have only a little bit of information, see if by scaling the output down or changing your margins, if you can reduce the printout by 1 or more pages. This not only reduces the amount of paper used, but it can also make your information more easily read.